All right, everybody. This is Tales from the Flipside Monday night. This is episode 215. As you can see behind me, the wall is bare. So what does that mean? I don't know. I don't know. We don't have a video. I feel bad about this, so I'm just gonna fake a video. Hold on one second. Let's see what we can do here. This. I should wait and make everybody wait 30 seconds, but
and they'd be pissed.
They'd be pissed.
I hate that video.
It'd be funny. I know. So I guess what should we talk about first, guys? What do you guys want to talk about?
Let's talk fucking Moon Knight.
Okay.
Why not talk Moon Knight? Because that's all we're looking at right now. Everybody's fucking talking Moon Knight and ready for it.
All anybody cares about is Moon Knight. Here we go. Sorry, I'm doing a bunch.
Well, hey, in the spirit of Moon Knight, why don't we give a copy of Moon Knight #1 away? Huh?
Perfect.
Oh,
there we go.
Look at this guy. Who is
there
this?
There we go.
Guy?
So yeah, who is that guy?
Moon Knight #1s to spare.
He has a stack taller than he is.
Nah,
that would be a big number for most people, but him it's like 6.
So
out here grinding. You like how what?
Now, is that a flex or is that a stunt?
No, that's a pickup. I picked those up. That's part of my pickups.
No, flex versus stunting. Which one is it?
He doesn't know what that means.
I would say that would be a stunting, because if I really gave a shit about the price, I wouldn't show any of them off.
Because that 6 copies is going to ruin the market.
No, but it maybe on our show only.
Yeah, well,
so
we all know there's a million copies of that book.
A ton.
This is interesting. Sun King. I heard Sun King wasn't happening, but I mean that's just a rumor.
Yes, Sun King's done. In fact, Casey Walsh apologized. Said that it was basically, and there's a scooper who's smart. Indicated that it was discussed early that the folks at Marvel wanted to do something more original, and that's how we got the current plot line. What I thought was super interesting was this news, and if you look at our Instagram page, we posted the video, which is a foreign language video, but you can clearly kind of discern what's being discussed, and it's certainly been translated. Oscar Isaac indicates that is what he wants. Midnight Suns. We've heard it from a lot of people, including the hashtag show, for more than a year now that this was in the works. Seen some of the 90s comics pop up in price, and more recently, the second iteration variant
this one
comics popping.
Nah,
not that one.
Oh,
nope. That one right there.
This one?
But, yeah.
That's what I clicked on.
Okay, I lied. Not that
Is it
one.
the one next to the?
Maybe the one next to it.
This one,
yeah.
Yeah. I can't play the audio, but this is so. If you go and look, and you can listen and all that stuff. So
it's very exciting.
Yeah, fine. Okay.
I think there's so much pent up excitement that it would be so disappointing if it doesn't hit. But I think you've got that Netflix audience is going to really dig it just because of the darkness and the vibe. Versus the Disney Plus audience, which still is probably causing some piss. I saw when I logged in the other day, I had to put in my password to get the adult content on Disney Plus.
I didn't have that, but my I don't know. You have multiple accounts in yours?
No, I don't know. Yeah,
I have.
I do. I didn't actually know the password, so I got to ask my wife before it comes out. So we'll see if she lets me watch it.
So a lot of people have indicated that. They don't suspect that Moon Knight will be as interrelated to the larger Marvel Cinematic Universe at first, that it's really going to be the springboard for the Marvel horror genre. My question, I guess, for you guys is, we know we're going to see Blade. Obviously, we know we're going to see Moon Knight. Who else do you think is going to be in that first wave? And then who are those characters that you still think there's an opportunity to pick them up kind of at an entry-level price? Or are there any?
There's no way we don't see a Ghost Rider. Which Ghost Rider is questionable, but I mean, Feige says he wants Blaze. But you never know if the powers that be win on a different iteration. I don't know. I don't love all like the the Elsa Bloodstone and all that stuff. I don't know. It might not. I think there's so many characters you could pull, but you can't do a Johnny Blaze and a Danny Ketch because you can't introduce all that quick. I guess you could.
Well, I mean, so Glyph was the first like D-level, F-level character that was kind of rumored. For a long time, we've heard people talk about Man-Thing.
Hulu had that series. That was going to be Glyph, right?
Yes, but it was unsubstantiated. Then obviously we've had Hellstrom that went nowhere. Will you see
I don't
a
think
return
they'll
of that
touch
character?
that again.
You remember Dazzler? That was a thing with Taylor Swift. Remember Taylor Swift was going to be the Dazzler?
Yeah,
she's going to be the Dazzler.
I can't see them touching anything that's kind of failed elsewhere.
Oh, it's a good one. Little Elsa or Afra? Interesting.
Good question.
I don't know about the Elsa thing. I mean, people want it to happen, but I just don't know if it's, if it's going to do it. And if so, maybe she's a minor
Can we look
character.
up? Hey, can we look up this this Midnight Suns roster? Can we Wikipedia that?
Yeah, you want which iteration do you want?
It
All
just
of them.
hell. I don't even think it matters.
I got
Well, Elsa could show up as, like Night Nurse and Daredevil. Who cares if it's not done well?
Uh-oh. Marvel, get your stuff together. While this is loading, I do want to talk. I didn't talk about it in the opening. I feel bad about it. Aaron Yee, lovable Aaron Yee, his family, his dad's not doing really well. So what I'm going to do, as the kind, simple Joel that guy that I am, anybody who donates to this chat, super chats it today, we're just going to give all the money to Aaron because his dad's not doing well. He's in the hospital. I won't divulge too much, but hopefully he pulls through. But if he doesn't, we're just going to sit there and we're just going to, give him, all the love. And basically anybody who donates, we're just going to send it out of Yee and hopefully we can get a good number. I wish this one was better.
You should just have went to the Marvel Wiki.
I mean, there's lots of iterations. The one that was originally rumored
Is this one
on the
decent?
hashtag show talked about the Hannibal King.
That one is, God.
Hold on. I'm sorry.
Hellstrom.
How about this one? Midnight Suns Wikipedia. How about this? So we have Hellstrom, Jennifer Kale, Morbius, it says Werewolf by Night, Doctor Strange, Ghost Riders, Danny Ketch, and Johnny Blaze. Team first appeared Ghost Rider number 31, 1992.
Yes,
I
that's
could
the
see Hannibal,
original
but man,
iteration.
he's such a memorable character from Blade Trinity.
Yeah, people are looking at Morbius was a member two, I believe, but he's Sony bound now. So how does that work out, right?
Exactly. And for the record, the early reports have been disappointing for Morbius.
Oh,
Shocker.
hey.
Yeah, I mean, but that's a lot of the crowd that badmouths Venom.
I think you
You
go
know what I
into
mean?
it
So-
with not
Me.
MCU expectations. Venom
Yeah.
was what Venom was. It's not an MCU movie. It's not going to give you that same vibe.
It's the type of movie you don't spend money on.
Yeah.
Oh, ouch. Night Stalkers. This is good. Luis Olivio. Night Stalkers, group of Mystic Hunting, Blade, Frank Dale, Hannibal King, Darkhold Redeemers. So
Yeah, that's smart.
I don't know. They could go so many ways, and I don't feel good about so many of the characters. But you also can't have have all
remember-
the big dogs either.
When
I don't
you talk
think
about altering the lineup, I mean, obviously they're going to alter the lineup of the Illuminati. It would not be an upset for them to alter the lineup of, this group. I mean, it would only make sense. I don't know precisely what it's going to look like. I guess I'm more interested in thinking about who are the A or B list characters that can pop up on this team and then be huge stars in the MCU.
well, Elsa's so high already.
Who is still $1 bin first appearance?
So
who
let's
is
go.
still a $10 first appearance?
So these are
Cliff
the,
can be.
Yeah,
You
so
get that
these-
variant, it's a little more.
this is the members, right? So Scarlet Spider, Santana Hellstrom. This is,
I love Satana.
this
Not
is
a dollar
first.
book.
Yeah.
Hellstrom, not a dollar book. You know what I mean?
Hannibal King's
Man Thing.
under 100.
Yeah.
I don't know if he.
Man Thing was
Topaz.
once more popular than Swamp Thing.
And now getting Man Thing on the roster faster than DC can get Swamp Thing shit together would be a win.
What about
just to stick it to him?
What about this Topaz? I don't know. Werewolf by Night 13. I mean,
Yeah, I like that one. I remember picking up copies
hey,
for cheap, for like maybe $10.
Don't forget about Brother Voodoo.
yeah. So
He's
this
not
is
a cheap book either, though.
It's not,
No.
but we remember we talked about this way back in the day in the old era on the G Plus cruise, and it didn't never heated up, right? Everybody always talking like, oh, it's coming, or something might happen, and
Well, so Brother Voodoo was part of the original sort of leaks with
Strange.
which Doctor Strange's girlfriend? What's her name?
Clea.
Clea. If you remember, I mean that's several years ago when Multiverse of Madness was first sort of leaked out, and then Clea seems to have like a little more traction now, right? But very little discussion whatsoever about Brother Voodoo, and I don't know if they just were like, let's do fucking Mordo and save Brother Voodoo for Midnight Suns, or if they just scrapped him entirely because Benedict Cumberbatch, signed a fucking 10-year deal or something.
no.
First appearance of Topaz, Werewolf by Night 13 is what, like a $30 book.
Yeah, that's
For,
cheap.
Yeah.
It's a smart one. Yeah, and I think Chuck Hensey's observation that Living Mummy, Man Thing, Werewolf by Night, I mean, you can call the Legion of Monsters by another name. You know what I mean? Like,
I
sort of like they're going with
Sinister Titan throwing out maybe some mutants, if depending on the timeline we're looking at.
Be cool.
I mean, if you're 4 years out to get to that, because we still got to do this, we got to do Blade, then we could probably look at Midnight Suns.
Yeah. How are we going to give away this Moon Knight?
We'll do.
Maybe we have comments after the show. What character do they think is a sleeper?
Yeah.
Get some wild ideas.
Yeah. And what will happen is the next one we'll do it on the next show. We'll review them and we'll think whoever the best is and we'll highlight it. And that's what we'll do. So good.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got on here.
I didn't do just one more little
Yeah.
thing tied to Moon Knight was I just saw an article today about Moon Knight team spitting a little fire at DC about Black Adam not embracing Egyptian heritage because they both kind of take place in the same part of the world where they kind of just gloss over it, and obviously Moon Knight looks like it ties a lot into it. So
nice. All right, what's next in the news?
I didn't do this in any kind of real order. Sorry. This one. Let me bring this down. Let me bring this over.
no, I didn't see this one.
You didn't see this one?
No.
This is come on, this is you, man. Yeah, since you posted it, you read it, right?
Who? This is me, buddy.
Yeah, that's you, buddy.
Yeah. So the question is she just trying to call her shot like Ryan Reynolds? Can she succeed?
I mean, she really hasn't done much after, she's kind of just been hanging out there. I don't know.
I think it's a wild jump for them to take right now when you're still trying to introduce Deadpool to the MCU crowd.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting. I don't know what they're necessarily going to do with any of this, but I'm excited about the possibilities. And is she wrong? Why wouldn't she try to be Gwenpool?
Because go like Ben, Mission Long, Short, Long.
You just want to break fucking poor Ben's will to live. You know how fucking sad he would be, dude. Be like, Wait, Lady Deadpool, fuck my life.
Mhm.
Oh my god.
I mean, Deadpool 3 could be a wild movie because there's so much they could do. Like, it's already a wild concept, and they can introduce an entire new world. I guess I don't rule anything out they could do.
Yeah, I don't. And I don't saying she's salacious or anything, but you know, I think Marvel looks at that when they cast people too.
Why
Right.
Bella Thorne's got a OnlyFans page or something?
I think.
Oh
I think
yeah,
so.
that's right.
Yeah.
I forget about that.
I like her already.
You're like,
Go,
I gotta
girl.
renew my membership.
Oh boy.
I don't really pay for boobies, but I
Yeah.
I support people that get
Oh,
people
boy.
to pay for boobies.
And this is where we're getting canceled. Next going on the list. So I this is me kind of. I heard a rumor that our good Aunt May wants to come back into the multiverse. So she said that there is indeed a multiverse, and she would love to come back in some kind
It's
of.
nice that she watches the movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And she wants to come back and
I could see it happening.
Some iteration. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Should do a cameo somewhere.
Well,
Happy Hogan
you know
and her
what?
ending up
Actually,
together.
no. You know what? Actually, for sure will happen. She was integral to Miles' storyline. Remember?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, act like I don't fucking read comics. Anyway, that's cool.
Jesus, blue green. Really?
But-
Herald of Galactus. Why not?
Tony's the man.
And I guess the only other tidbit of news is the biggest news of all. Look at this.
Lord of mercy.
Little Marvel Comics #1 action.
Yeah,
And,
this is an interesting little book Nico was talking about, and it, how it's got the payments to the artist for each page.
Yeah, you can't really see too much of the notation, but it says publisher records of payments on 7 on page 7 and cover. So yeah, you can see all that stuff. But
so this book sold in 2010 as a 9.0 for a little under $250,000. No, yeah, a little under $250,000.
Dude, can I just mention?
So it sold now for 2.4.
Congratulations to the buyer back in the day and the buyer today. Unbelievable.
I mean, what's interesting to me is like DC just rules the Golden Age market, except this book. Man, maybe Cap 1, but even that isn't anywhere near the DC stuff. This is the one Marvel book that kind of like gives you hope that it can get there.
I swear DC rules because nobody can find the Marvel stuff. Because I see there is just so much DC Golden Age, but I never see. There's never anything like this, or even like Captain America's. No. What comes to mind is like say USA Comics or anything like that. Yeah. So yeah, it rolls just because nobody can find the Marvel stuff.
I think Marvel as a whole is more collected. That timely stuff is more collected, and there's more an individual, like, let's call them run and set builders and just Marvel timely collectors. Whereas DC, I think unless it's a good book, there aren't a ton of people building Batman 1 to 50. You know what I mean?
Well, so I remember, and it wasn't too long ago. I was doing podcasts, and we reported on a Batman 1. Now it was a low grade copy, but it sold for $40,000. And I was thinking to myself, like, damn, I could have cobbled together cash to buy that. There's no way that book anybody would let go of it in the condition that it sold for less than 6 figures today.
No.
And I think, this book, as you explained, 10x was the jump, right? It was a tenfold pop from 230,000 to 2.4 million. I wonder if there's so few copies that are circulated that we just don't really appreciate how valuable a lot of this stuff is today, because it just doesn't come to market.
And so what would a Tech 2792 go for? You know what I mean? An ungodly sum, more than 5.
Yeah.
I thought that the 2.3 for that, or 2.4, whatever the hell it was a deal. I thought it was going to sell for a lot more. Yeah, I can't even imagine. I mean, you just think about like what people pay for things, and it being the most.
This is actually what this is exactly why DC has a lot more shit floating around. Is just the cover art is garbage on a lot of it.
Well, you know, the thing too is it just, and like you said, I saw who at the show me and George went to. What did we do? You know, I saw some guy. He had a bunch of like Golden Age. He bought a bunch of like techs. I mean, it's like I'm sure that guy was glad to sell those techs to that dude. He bought like some old school techs, you know, with the big banners on them.
Yeah, big banner.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know. Like for me, like I had a 121. I sold mine, but it's like I can always get that back. You know, it's not rare. You know, it's like Marvel Comics. I mean, it's like Action Comics 1, right? I guess it's Marvel Comics 1 over Action Comics 1, right?
Yeah, the only books I ever regret selling are Golden Age books, and the only time I sell Golden Age books is I sell them to my friends, right? Like there's a price that I would, you know, like I don't know you, $10,000. I know you, $3,000 as long as you know it's going to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think there's a lot of that because the stuff it's true history, and it's so important to us. Where it's like, you know, first appearance of Mr. Freeze, you're like, nah, whatever. Take 90% of market. Next. Who cares?
Yeah, I don't know. It is interesting because DC on average is just not the caliber as Timely is. And, you know, I think the artists just were not up to snuff, and that's where you get. So.
Well, I think Batman, I hate to say it, I think Batman had the curse of Captain America because when I was doing old school comics, right, we talked about Captain America covers don't sell as well if Bucky's on there, right? And Batman doesn't sell as well as Robin's on there. So,
and then the other thing with Batman's or the first appearance, which you talk about all the fucking time.
First appearance of the villains aren't on the cover; they're in the storyline, and then the real first appearance when they're on the cover, people don't really. I mean, people care about obviously, but
which I always laugh about that too because modern collectors.
Correct.
Who find fault with everything, right? Like they cry about everything. Everything's wrong. Everything's bad. Everything's dumb. Whatever. You're like, first cover appearance isn't a thing, and I'm like, tell that to the Batman collectors.
Yeah.
Well, because some of that stuff's such turds.
Anyway, good shit. I'm excited. I really am jealous for the guy who got his hands on that book. True history. It should be in a museum. I'm glad.
Who do you think bought it?
Who loves it?
Who do you think bought it? You think it's a venture capitalist guy? You think it's a YouTuber? You think it's
God? I
Cage?
hope not. I hope it's someone like Nick Cage. I hope it's a true fan. I hope if it's a venture capitalist that they fucking love comics.
It's probably some fucking crowd sourced by a fractional share fucking place.
I pray to God it's not.
I mean, I understand why they do it, but it's just destroying some of the market there. It takes the love out of it, and it makes it a stock market, and nobody actually owns it, and all the money's made by them fractionalizing it to you.
Did BlackRock buy it?
Maybe, but bought
Dude,
all their houses, and then
I wonder what they're doing.
That's it for news.
I'm getting to the point. Week. I used to sell my good stuff, and I'm like, I think I'm just gonna sit on it. Like I'm tired of losing it.
Do we want to, since we're only at 30 minutes in, do we want to kind of talk about what me and George went to and Carter? Because I saw Carter.
Yeah, talk about the show.
And I saw Paul. So I set up because my man over here didn't say, he said he wasn't going to bring any books.
I didn't.
I know you didn't.
No.
And
he just bought a table.
Yeah. So
Two.
So I brought
two tables and didn't set shit up.
So you see on the wall there, it's a little blank. So I took some books. I sold a decent amount. Traffic was good. I was right in the front, dude. I couldn't believe it. Like right when you walked in, like boom. So that was good. I think our table did well for the most part. What
Bill
else?
hates me.
Yeah, well, that's fine.
Bill was there.
Yeah, Bill was
Yeah.
there. That's cool.
Bill was
I would
there.
have driven to see Bill.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah. What else happened?
Paul was there.
Paul was there.
Did John
Yeah.
do okay?
I think
seemed
John
like he
murdered
did.
it, didn't he?
Yeah. No. You mean Sleepy or regular John? Other John.
Both.
Either other
Dude,
John.
first off, Sleepy set up next to us, which is worth the drive because if you just buy from Sleepy and then sell it the next show, you can double your money.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, he's there to take an L, give away books. I mean, I feel fucking guilty buying from his shit so cheap. And then it's hard to set up next to him because he drives down the mean price of like all the books in the room.
So what I did is I didn't get all my books priced, and Carter knows because he bought some of my books. So I go, hey man, if it's not priced, we'll just talk about it. And it just ended up being like $5, just five. I don't even care. $5.
The missus wanted some money.
Yeah, I was like, whatever, dude.
I gotta buy diapers.
Yeah, no kidding, right? So it was a cool little show. It was in Cleveland. Oh look, guy got his tails from the flip side hat. Yeah, I brought hats. Gave hats away. Somebody, I think it was Mike, was asking me about a shirt. I said it was an unlimited edition at Baltimore. I didn't have any more, so I couldn't give him one. I felt bad. I really did. If I knew you needed another shirt, I think I got an extra one. I'll mail it to him, Carter. I got an extra. If he wears a large, I got an extra one. I know that.
We only have Nico size left.
Yeah,
That would be a blessing.
Yeah.
Muy pequeño.
Carter, how was it for you, man? Walking around, you were done within the first 3 minutes of me setting up. You've been there like an hour and a half early. Just
You know what? I was sleepy, but no, it was cool. I felt I felt off, but I did sell. I made some sales, so
Ooh.
I was happy about that.
Okay.
And so I made more money than I actually spent, and that was freaking awesome. Loved it.
I fucking had so much fun buying. I never get to be on the normal side of the table. Carter saw me. I was like a kid in a candy store.
Oh,
Just running around, crawling. I was, right? How excited was I? I was so excited that after I looked at all of the fucking books there to buy, I left and went and looked for VHS, which didn't work at all. But
sure.
Yeah, it was so much fun. My pickups are like, I finally have like good pickups because I finally got the dig.
I bought one book. We'll talk about it in pickups. No, I did well, I guess. I mean, it was worth my time. So my plan was I left at 8 to get there by 11:30 at night. Stay the night at where the convention was at, and then I woke up in the morning and walked downstairs, which was nice. I didn't want to wake up at 6, load everything in there, and load the night before, and then begrudgingly drive all the way over. So
yeah, I got to stay in a hotel next time. That 3 hours to Cleveland is just too much for me.
It was $100, dude. It was cheap. I was like, whatever.
Yeah,
man.
I got brutalized. No sleep, driving up, driving back. I think that was half of the fucking torture for Bill. Is he was up late trying to price books at the last minute. I've done that before. It's fucking miserable. And then I think John, he did pretty well, didn't he?
Yeah.
My John.
Yeah. He sold his little $3 boxes, man. He sold. I think he sold the Submariner one he had back there too.
He did. Yeah, he popped off that Submariner one, which is a nice book. I think what did he sell for, like 700?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
Good
which
deal.
is a straight price.
Me and Carter were looking at a 4 Colors Uncle Scrooge book.
Was it okay? So that was what, Carl Banks?
Carl Banks, 4 Color 386. That one with Uncle Scrooge.
Yeah.
On a boat with the gold coins with Donald.
Okay, so
that's a great book.
When you looked at it the first
Yes.
time, you looked at it the first time.
Mm-hmm.
What did the seller do? Did he jack up the price? Or
No. So he had it. So he's ripping tags off. He goes, I think I messed them up and he goes, I think this one's a little better than this one. And the one that was a little better was $350. Then the one that was a little crappier, it was $450. So he ripped off the $450 and underneath that was $650. I'm like, okay. And then he's like, I'm just going to rip these off. And when you come back, we'll just start new. I'm like, okay. Okay.
Who had these? Was it the poor guy that was next to us?
No,
it was behind the girls and then on the wall back there.
The older gentleman.
Yes, the older
at the
guy.
show.
I don't know. There's a lot of them.
He was next year. He was next year guy you were like talking to in the beginning of the show with Becker. Guy next to him.
Oh,
So, yeah. So he comes in, and Zeke can talk about this. So I was looking at 4-color 386,
which used to be like one of the premier Silver Age books. Period.
It's the Scrooge
First
going
Scrooge.
through
Oh yeah,
boat, yeah, the boat with gold coins. So,
Disney's down right now.
yeah. So that book's
Well, that book's been ticking up actually.
Yeah.
Just that one specific one. I don't know why, but not nowhere near proportionally. Like it used to be like up, like when we were little kids, it was up with the major Silver Age keys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I know some people that are like, I'm buying Disney just because it's so freaking cheap compared to anything superhero.
Okay.
Right. So
yeah, there we go.
So he had two different prices. Then he says, "I think it's a fine," and he was using Overstreet grading guide, and I was like, "Score!" But the fine was like $650 in the grade, but it was not a fine. I don't think, Carter. It wasn't a fine. One had tape.
Ooh.
One had a chip missing in the corner, like a corner, and then like chipping on the top too. I'm like, dude, this is not a 7.
I've never heard of Dell chipping.
Yeah.
I've heard of Marvel chipping, not Dell.
Yeah. It was brutal. I was like, I think it was like maybe a 4 or 5, maybe.
Dude, a lot of those guys will like literally. I've been going to shows in Ohio again for the last 3-4 years, maybe.
Yeah.
They've got the same fucking books that they had 4 years ago.
Well, I know
mean,
that.
they turn nothing.
Yeah.
over.
Well, and I told him about. He's like, well, he was even at a 4 or 5. He looked at like what very good was, and it was like 485 or something. I'm like, well, dude, if I get it graded, it only comes like a 4. I look. Me and Carter were looking at GPA. It was like I'm breaking even at best. You know, I'm like, I'm like, yeah. I mean, for me, it just doesn't work for me, man.
If you don't have a passion for that book, there's no point.
Yeah, and it's like then some guy had your boy had the Adventure Comics Bermejo variant, the 75th anniversary edition.
Nerdbox, Keith and Sean, which
yeah.
I love that book.
Yeah, and Keith and Sean were great to me. They were like, hey, they had it up for 400.
They're as fair as you can ask for when it comes to like wheeling and dealing on books.
Yeah.
Now, look, if you're looking to fucking rob somebody at one of these shows,
yeah,
they're the wrong too.
Yeah.
Well, it's different robbing versus feeling like you all did okay.
Yeah, they're those guys. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like they're like, hey, you want some meat on the bone? Go.
Yeah.
I don't mind like, hey, you give me a little meat, I'll pay you a decent price. We both walk away.
You would like both
guys.
of those guys, John.
They're smart guys. Smart guys.
Yeah. I mean,
so it wasn't
I like to think I'm smarter than what's going to be worth more later, even though anybody that watches the show knows that's incorrect. But I like to think it.
So I was in the same boat as you. I was like, I'm going to be smart on this one. So I did. So he offered me $350. He's like, I can drop it down to $350, and I'm like, it's not 9.8. It had like a little scuffing on it. I guess you would call it. Scuffing would be the word. Maybe rubber is probably better.
This is the dark side cover, right?
Yeah. Which is as rare as freaking variants come. You know what I mean?
So,
like you can buy them now because there's like 1 or 2 copies every once in a while on eBay.
Yeah.
But when it was Justice League,
movie time.
Yeah, that was a bitch.
Good luck.
Okay. So I think he said it was probably 9.4. I probably agree with him. 9.4 would probably be the correct answer. I just thought, I don't know, man. And then if I tried to turn it, you'd have to have that guy in the room who really wants that book, or you're sitting on a book. I'll tell you what, the book I'm sitting on.
Hey, for people who don't know, will you show that while you talk? I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. No, you're good. Because you know what book I've been sitting on for years? Incredible Hulk 635 grand off, right? Like sitting on that book
you either got somebody that wants it or they don't.
Yeah.
They have to appreciate what it is.
Yeah. So give me 1 second. So this is I don't even know what this is. Images. So
Grandma
I'm just gonna
also should be hotter, and he just isn't.
Who's that? I'm sorry.
Grandma. Like his art is gorgeous, and he just none of his books pop like you think they should.
Yeah.
That's true.
I mean, that Moon Knight cover of his is so much better than the 1 in 75. That 1 in 50 is gorgeous, but it just doesn't do what it should.
So if I use my little cursor here, like right in this area, it was like color rub or some kind of imperfection. So it wasn't like, just gonna, but Yeah, I've been sitting on that 635 forever too, because it just is what it is, man. People don't.
No, I love that book, and I spotted it too, and I was like, nah, don't fucking look at it too long. You're gonna have going home with it, and then you'll die with it.
I've got one in a 9.6, and
do
I
you?
took it to a show. I believe you looked at it. This was like
There
a
we go.
couple years ago, and I
See?
remember you looking at it.
And that was the last person.
Hey, look, Doc Joe has 2 of those. Beast.
See, Doc Joe's got class.
He does. Yeah, man, it's one of those books. I know Sean had that book too. And once he had that book, man, I was like, God, I really love that book. And it's one of those things like, you're never gonna find it out in the wild. I don't think, right, Carter? I mean, you found it, Carter, for like cover, but
I did.
In 2016.
Yeah, back in.
It would be impressive to find it now. It would be purely a happy accident at a store that just set up or a store that just bought inventory and didn't care.
Yeah. And someday, I think like 10, 15, 20 years from now, that's the kind of thing that I'll be like, man, I should have fucking bought it. What's wrong with me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You just don't know what's going to stick because there's so many of those cool, like, early variants that were hard to find. And there's going to be like that 10% that are just people are going to always want.
Yeah, those guys had good books. They had Marvel .1 second printing. He had
just on the wall, chilling, raw, no big deal. What's up?
$125 or something, but it was like a 7. They had a lot of problems with it.
Yeah, but like they're good dealers. There were good dealers at Ohio shows. If you get a chance to travel to Ohio, just to dig for comics, it's worth it. Sincerely.
No, it's not. Yes. No, it's not. Keep y'all asses at home.
Oh, hey.
No, he's right, man. I am the worst speculator in comics some days. Many days.
Oh, and speaking of Addy Granov, he did a War of the Realms #1 variant. It has Spider-Gwen, Angela, and Amadeus Cho Hulk on the cover. That book ain't worth shit. It's like a cover price book, and I'm really surprised by that. Just off a general principle.
This one, right?
Yeah.
That's a nice one.
Beautiful.
But you're right, yeah. Andy Grant, his variants don't
like
they
Alex
don't go
Ross.
for that much. Yeah.
Like Alex Ross, right?
He is the modern Alex Ross.
Yeah.
Or the next Alex Ross, I don't know.
Yeah. All the talent in the world, people don't get excited.
I mean, I got my Addy Granov right there. So
I mean, he could have been like he's like one hair away from Delato, but I think Delato got the legacy for that one book.
Yep.
A couple books got it.
Yeah.
The rarity.
Stuff. No, but the show was great. In wrapping up that, the show was great. I did decent. I mean, I gave away more books in the beginning. That's what Bill said. I said, hey, I'll just lose a little bit, make it up in volume. A lot of kids were there. Those shitty Walmart packs that I buy, I just gave all those away to people, all the kids. I'm like, here you go, dude. They had the lenticular covers and all that stuff. I was like, here, they just scratching on. They loved it, dude.
Dude, John shared with me a real sad story. He said there was a bigger guy. He was like John's size. If you guys know John, his shadow could kill a fucking dog. I mean, he's a big boy. And but then the guy was his size, but he looked young in the face. John thought maybe he wasn't even 18 years old, and somebody stole his comic books.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. So
the way John told that story, dude, I mean, it fucking just ripped my heart out. John offered to just give him some books, and the guy didn't want any, and it just made me sad.
Yeah, he set his bag down, and I wasn't there, so I didn't see. I think maybe me and Carter were looking at that book maybe. And he just set his bag down and somebody snatched it. It's like
heathens.
Really?
Yeah. And he
wow.
said,
how fucking dirty is that shit?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And they were looking for it. I'm like, I mean, it's a small. Okay, so it's not like a traditional Comic-Con. It's literally in like a conference room of a hotel. Like a big like ballroom kind of thing. So
I think that's the difference. All your Ohio shows are little.
Dude, it's like the 300 to 500 best scalpers in a 500-mile radius get together to prey on one another. It's fucking amazing.
That's why I don't go, because you scare me.
No, it's easy, dude. You just laugh. Just walk around and like, yeah, you know, yeah. But I didn't buy anything from the girls this time. I felt bad.
Dude, I bought a ton of stuff. I'm so excited with my pickups.
Okay, we're 40. Let's go market report, and then we'll wrap it up with pickups, and then let's see how we go. So again, not in any order.
This would be
crazy.
fun when I don't know what the fuck the order is.
That's okay. How about let's go to this one. That's all right.
I thought this was fun. A 2.5. Somebody graded the 2.5. Honestly, I feel like you could probably get a better raw for that price.
I tell you what, years ago, I'm talking years ago. This has been like 2013, 2014.
Yep.
I came across the most beat Batman Adventures 12 ever. This thing was just ripped up. It was sitting on a counter. I remember placing it on the counter at this store and coming back a week later, and it was still on that counter. So I finally buy it for like, I don't know, 25 cents.
Oh God.
And wind up selling it at auction for, I'm thinking, $125. So I'm clearing like $100 after fees and shipping.
Wow.
Who doesn't buy it at 25 cents just sitting on a counter? Where do you live? The Bermuda Triangle?
He's back in
He's
in the Frozone layer.
I love finding books graded like this that somebody just made a terrible mistake on.
Yeah, so that's a waste of time. That 2.5 is.
Are you ready for this one? I got a story that rivals this one. So back in Baltimore, remember this? I had that 180, 181, 182 that Sean picked up for me from that dude that had spilled ice cream on the 181.
Ice cream book.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I graded the 180 and I graded the 182 too. It came back 2.5 incomplete because it didn't have a Marvel value stamp.
Oh.
So it came back like a 2.5 or something. I put $60 on this thing, and somebody's like, $60? I'm like, yeah, dude, whatever, dude. I've had it for how many years, Z? Ridiculous long.
A lot.
Yeah. He's like, I'll buy it. It's a key still. I go, you're my hero.
It is in fact a key, sir. You are correct.
I go, you're my hero, man. He goes, I'll take it for $60. I'm like, good.
That's tremendous.
I paid for the Baltimore disaster.
This is one I love, again, Alex Ross, but so few great Black Adam books. I mean, he was a character that was just underutilized for 60 some years. So this is one of the standouts. Honestly, I think this is cheap. I saw people trying to sell it on Instagram around $750. So somebody probably can make some money on this soon.
Yeah, and if the comic market wasn't ice cold, it'd be $1,000 book.
Wow.
I had 4 copies of this. Blew them. I got rid of them all.
Yeah,
I didn't care. It wasn't a 9.8. If I had a 9.8, I'd probably think about it. Right.
But then you compare it to this.
Oh,
so
no.
50% more for this guy.
Wow.
Anybody watch this show?
No.
That's not even the convention exclusive.
No. All right, let me be real precise about this. I had such high hopes for this show. I probably have how many, Carter? What do you think? How many copies?
I bet you have 20.
I bet I do too. I mean, I just was picking every chance I got them. I was like, bang, 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 bang. I have neither picked them out of the box nor turned on the TV show. Like you, I don't know if it's actually on. All it took was one preview, and the fucking series was dead to me forever. Oh, wow. And the books are dead to me forever.
I watched one whole
kudos
episode.
To the seller. Did you?
I did. I was trying. I was like giving it a shot. And
right.
It's Rosario Dawson. I thought she'd be good. And it just
so nice.
Felt like it went nowhere.
Such a good actress.
How long ago was this thing in development?
Forever.
Oh God, long time.
Like plus 5 years, maybe closer to 8.
Hey, does anybody remember I think it was called Global Frequency.
Yes, that's the other one I get confused with.
That was a Wildstorm book. Wildstorm book,
wow,
Global Frequency. I remember paying $12 for a number 1 because they're gonna make a TV show out of it.
Right.
I mean, I have bought and sold those 2 books so many times because you like, oh, there's some spec. Okay, I grab them.
Major fail on
DMZ. I might as well just wipe my ass with those copies.
Yeah, I mean, unlike
Well,
Why
because
the
I get
Last
tired
Man,
of them and I
which
throw
I'd
them
like
back
to
in
go.
the dollar bin whence they came.
Well, I'm waiting for Why the Last Man to like just bottom the fuck out for all eternity, and I'm gonna finally have a nice copy of that. But this, it's fucking
it
dead
is
to me.
true.
Kindling.
So
Yeah,
what does this teach us?
That one guy really wanted it.
Well, what we already knew, which is the independent game is the riskiest of all.
Worse than
And,
DC.
If you're, I mean, it's fucking craps for real.
Yep.
And if you're playing the indie game, which I love to play because I like to support independent comics, period, be prepared to take losses. Like major
I would
fucking
rather
losses.
just read them than gamble on most of them.
Yeah.
So the indie game is it more craps or is it more Russian roulette?
Yeah, it's a lot of it's roulette, but it ends up being Russian roulette, right?
Well, what is it? Netflix that I watched on, or is it Hulu? I can't remember which one it was.
I thought it was HBO Max.
Oh, it might have been Max. Okay.
That's a DC title. Vertigo.
So what does this teach us about, say, something that's killing the children?
Oh yeah,
You should have sold that book.
You should already sold them. People are fucking nuts. Mine are all gone.
Wait, god dang it.
Sorry. Now here's the other thing, right? But I'm still buying indies. I got one in my pickups. Two, I still have faith in Sandman, right? Because there's clearly outliers. I like what's the series you turned me on to, John? When I was just getting back into comics, and I was like, what awesome independents did I miss?
Oh,
over the last 5 years.
The space one.
Yeah. Rogan optioned it.
I'm frick blanking it.
Yeah, me too. It's
I could
Seth
see
Rogen,
it. I could see the cover.
Yeah, Seth Rogen was going to make it for AMC.
Oh god. Space show?
Yeah, Space Seth Rogen AMC.
Feature man?
No. Frick.
Fear Agent.
Fear Agent. Thank you. God,
Yeah,
damn, that was
is
gonna piss me
a
off.
super outlier, super long-term play. Like, I don't know that I have the balls to buy Fear Agent. Okay. But I still have faith in Sandman. Like, I haven't unloaded my Sandman comics.
No, I picked up some Fear Agent cheap. I sit on them, and I do appreciate buying the nice, honestly, for independence, I like playing like the omnibus game because you can buy one, set it aside, and if it hits, those omnibus collectors will pay triple, quadruple, and you're good. Whereas on a floppy, you there's so many of them.
Yeah.
It's almost a different market. So I kind of like if it's a limited series, you can get it for 2 or 3 editions. You can make some money. I made a shit ton of money on Invincible on the hardcovers.
Dude, how about the guys that were buying sets of Invincible? One after the next, right?
Mm-hmm.
One after the next. I remember doing it, and like a moron, I sold them too early because I didn't have faith. Because when you hit on these independents, you hit.
Yeah, you either do or you don't.
Right. But, and I still think we're going to have a renaissance of independent comics on television and on the big screen. I don't know when that's going to happen, but as Tony and some of the other guys have talked about, for every, Walking Dead, Invincible, or Sandman, or Something's Killing the Children, there's fucking 10 Jupiter's Legacies. You know what I mean? The Kitchen, DMZ,
Yeah.
like...
Yeah, you also got to play the network.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, until now, I would have no faith in Prime, but Reacher did well, so maybe they've moved up a half a notch.
What do you think about Saga?
You know what? Of all the I'm kind of shitting on Indie Spec, but damn it, I still love Saga. I still have hopes for something.
It's got to go on HBO Max.
Hold on.
I don't think we're there yet.
You love Saga, even though they couldn't Brian Vaughn couldn't get Why the Last Man, 1, out the door, or 2, anywhere comparable to what he did on paper.
I still
you gotta fail.
People are willing that book to do something.
Wait a sec, Carter. I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm not trying to. I'm trying to inartfully play devil's advocate because
wait,
I just think we're further down the road on that one.
But wait a second. Wouldn't you want to fail on on Why the Last Man and be successful on Saga than him fail on Saga and then be successful on Why the Last Man theoretically?
Yes.
I guaranteed learned a lot from
Yes.
Why the Last Man. That's for damn sure.
We've
The
all
other
had hopes
thing-
on that one.
Well, the other thing is, we all remember
Preacher.
Preacher. Yep.
painful.
Preacher
but-
wasn't terrible, but it wasn't good enough to be good.
It wasn't
And-
Walking Dead level. I think everybody's assuming everything's going to be Walking Dead and have 85 seasons on it. Like,
Well, and if Dune rolls out the way that people want it to, those diehard Frank Herbert fans, the people who've just lived with the novels for years, and we can do an adult space opera on the big screen in a real sophisticated way for an R-rated audience. Saga's got fucking breath.
I've said for years, Dune is the litmus test.
Yeah, you're dead on, buddy. You're dead on.
If they can pull that off, they're close.
Cool.
And I don't know if they quite did it.
you want me to move on? You going to click it or you want me to click it?
I got it. We got so on to this one. This
Sorry.
one was, I just thought this was fun.
Yeah, it's
I
cool.
don't know that I've seen.
I love that, dude. I
haven't
love that.
seen
That's
one
a
of these.
great buy.
Yeah.
I've
When
never seen
when the
that.
fuck was the last time you've seen that book? One and two. I never see the ones, okay, but when I have copies of them, they'll look like somebody ran over them with their car.
I bought a collection that had like every cross-gen MV creation book in it. I didn't have that one.
TJ Timebomb's the only dude I know that pulls out Dragon Lair 1 cross gens
No,
because he's a beast, but I've never found one.
wasn't Reynolds going to do that for a while?
I think it did get optioned. I don't remember if Ryan Reynolds was attached. And then the other one I like is the Space Ace. Those books, I
Oh,
think they're
God,
always
yes.
smart buys,
Those are such happy memories of losing money for hours.
right?
Like, couldn't get fucking anywhere.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
hardest game I ever recall on arcade. Doctor Who annual. I
It's
think
dope.
I've seen
I didn't
this.
know it was like that.
I think I knew these existed, but I don't see them.
No, that's dope. I've never seen that.
And it's funny because I used to look for Doctor Who books because of I was buying Robert Hack books, remember?
Yeah,
And like he did some Doctor Who stuff. Never seen this one. Never even came close to it.
That
Doctor
book,
Who
looks like it smells.
it probably does.
I know, but it's not. I mean, it says very good, but it looks pretty freaking nice.
Yeah, it does.
Yes, it does, sir.
And I mean,
And-
Jesus Christ, 1971. There's somebody that will pay an arm and a leg for that on the right day. If it weren't in a Great Britain auction and it had some fire emojis and stuff.
Yeah. Well,
That's
you know,
pretty
the thing too is like for Doctor Who, like since the series was such a good series, you look into these and you go like Doctor Who, it's like nothing. It's like a blank, and whatever's next after that Doctor is like there's nothing in between.
No. You go to E for Eternals and go.
Pretty much.
This one,
Interesting.
I love the idea of this book. Think if this book, the first was the Wolverine and him book, and that was the cover, this would be a $2,000 9.8.
They need to do this as a Marvel movie as a standalone for Hulk. Be dope. You know,
It would be fun.
It would
Wait a
be
sec.
fun.
Instead of World War Hulk, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Mr. Fix-It is way more fun than World War Hulk.
yeah.
Come on.
Or like our preppy when we got the last one, it was all like nerdy kind of hipster.
Brainiac,
Yeah.
Hipster Hulk.
Yeah,
Pass.
like give me this.
I don't think he's politically correct anymore, so it probably wouldn't happen, but man, it'd be fun.
Mr. Fixer gets all the hoes.
And
Okay.
we're canceled.
Got that money.
Canceled.
Hey, what if it was it was New Jack City themed? He was like Nino Brown.
I like it.
Hey.
Freaking the Black Ultimates Hulk. Tank. I forget his name, but
I know you're talking about.
He's like, yeah, he's exactly like that. He's like he used his Hulk powers to become a drug dealer.
Nice.
Well, like Invincible's got that character. The evil superhero.
Yeah.
This one always makes me laugh because our long lost brother John Brown used to have like a 5.0 that he tried to sell for $700-800 for years, and nobody would sniff it.
Wow.
Now 1-0 does it. Now this is a nice looking 1-0. I'm not gonna lie, but still, this book has got its gravy finally.
Okay, so that's I mean, you really the glare monster is pretty strong on that. I don't know if the seller is doing that intentionally or not, but
No, I know the seller. I know the person who took the pictures, and they're just terrible at listing books. Criminally poor at them.
Yeah, we're gonna get that
Yeah.
eBay account name.
Yeah, that's a beautiful book.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that is okay. Is that a good price? What's up with the?
I thought it was
What do you think?
$1,000 a point. In light of the shitty photo, I think that's why it sold at a discount. Presenting this nice, I think you get a little bit of bump at the bottom.
You might have
No,
almost done better not grading it.
Unquestionably,
Wow.
yeah. But
Because
I think
I
that,
like just me quick glancing. I'm like, that's
I've
that's in
seen
the
that.
threes.
I've seen that book, and it's I don't know if it's threes, but it's a 2.5 for show.
Yeah.
So
This
sweet.
is one I don't see. People
it's
love
fucking
Felix.
dude. That's sweet.
Yeah, it's it's an acquired taste, but man, for a
I don't give a fuck. For
7.0 for
250?
250, right?
Someone stole that.
Yeah.
God damn.
Exactly. That's a fun book. Like that's one of those things where you could go spend a few bucks and get something really cool.
That's
So.
fucking cool.
On to something modern. The I can't even pronounce the name.
Kodransky.
Man,
Yeah, so that's somebody got a deal there
Yeah, right. I was thinking this was a 2K book, right?
Mm-hmm.
all day. Signed like that, that should have been way, way, way more money.
okay,
UK
so
book, buddy. UK.
how limited is that?
I've seen one in person ever, and that includes going to like major shows. You know what I mean?
What was the story on this one?
I think it was a 1 in 50.
In
If
the
my
deadest
memory's-
time of Spawn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if my memory's correct. Somebody else who's a better at the Spawn stuff may know, but like you can't get that raw with ticks for less than like $800.
No, that's like the book. That and the Headless Spawn are kind of those two that really
Yeah.
just
They
light
were the
fire me.
big boys for a long time, and then they made a lot of those black and whites a big deal. But you're 100% correct. Those
If
are
you
the
want
standouts
rare, it's
forever.
this one and that one.
Yeah.
Wow. All
I
right.
sold a bunch of those black and whites. Don't hate on it. Sketches.
No,
are
I don't
crazy.
hate on it. I just saying these are the two. This one and that Headless are you just don't see them.
Correct. And is it the headless one? Is that the East Carolina one or whatever? The ECU one?
Yeah, Carter. What's
No.
that one shop right outside
That's
of
a
Washington,
different
PA?
one. That's 185 is the Headless one.
Remember that one shop right outside of Washington, PA? I ran into you at that one time.
I
I can't remember the name of it.
yeah.
They had one of those forever, and it just sat there. He wanted too much money for it, but
Oh man.
And by too much money, he meant like $3.
hey,
This is just a gorgeous freaking book.
fuck,
I've been looking for.
Hey, dude.
Yeah,
That's
I
a
saw
good
some of
deal.
these.
I mean,
Yeah.
look at the colors on that one.
The Submariners that have sold, or in this case, like the Marvel Mystery comics that have sold in this last like 10 days have been dirt fucking cheap.
Yeah.
The Dragon cover sold for so cheap, I should have bought it. I didn't know it was going to go that cheap. I thought it was going to go for twice what it sold for.
And plus the-
You're busy
a
buying VHS.
I screwed up.
Well, and the problem too is like I've seen a lot of Submariner sell, not just a classic cover like a Dragon cover Submariner, but it's like the one with Namor and Namor on there. It's like a bunch of them, dude, just going off. Like fans love her, man. Fans love her.
But this is I mean, two big characters and her.
Yeah.
But people love a little good girl art. It is just great composition. The color on this one is
Wait, where the fuck do you get a
Outstanding.
first appearance in the Golden Age of a Marvel, like major character for less than $7,500? That's a win.
Yeah.
A 4-0?
I'm-
Come on.
I don't know what the back looks like, but I'm gonna have to hope ugly.
That's a win.
Because the front looks so nice.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a mullet copy. This one I just included because we were talking Moon Knight. I mean, for a while, this book was the book people were specking the shit out of. The Black Spectre. I mean, it
Hold
was.
on. Does that have the little white dot? Remember how that was the
Oh
thing?
yeah, the thing. I mean, this thing was $500 years ago, so it's actually down because I think people have decided if it happens, it's so far away they don't want to talk about it.
Well, and that second print kind of devalues this for some people, which makes no sense to me.
No, and this is a tough black. I mean, there's so many tough ones in this.
9/8 gangster
25,
book.
30, 29, whatever the Werewolf by Night ones are. So tough. So tough.
For whomever purchased this, congratulations.
It's a good sit on it for 5 years. You'll be happy.
I like it. I like it a lot. What
this one
is this?
I got nothing on it, but man,
It's epic.
Hollywood.
Dude. Epic.
Beautiful cover, beautiful colors.
I like this.
Yeah. We all would have bought it if we'd been paying attention. It's one of those things you don't look for.
Correct.
But if you saw it on a wall, you'd be like, hey,
What the hell is that?
how you doing?
Yeah, that's wild.
We talked about the Silver Surfer one shot
cool.
the other week. This is the Morbius cover for. Is this technically volume 3, volume 2? I get confused between this and the one shot, what they call it, but this was
Stan
before
Lee and Mobius, dude. I mean, that's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, and there's also the Epic cover too. There's Marvel Epic, and I think there's a plain Marvel edition somewhere.
Nice.
But gorgeous cover, decent price. This one,
Your buddy had one of those at the show.
It might be his.
missing, first wrap, a facsimile cover. I don't know that that's a terrible price because you can't touch that book for under a couple grand.
Correct.
Oh yeah, way more, right? I mean, that's the one that got away from me, and the sad part was I didn't buy it. It was such a nice copy, a long time ago, and I have never bought back in. John and I have talked about it every time I'm sitting.
Every time you what should I buy? You talk about this fucking book.
Yep.
Yeah.
I feel like it's your ex-girlfriend. How many times you talk about it?
Right, and it is. The day is coming too. I don't know if it's going to be here with the next film, but when they tell this story on the big screen, the book will double in price. And people are always like, "Movies don't make the Golden Age books go up in the price," but they fucking clearly do. It's just silliness.
Oh man, I must not have saved it. I thought I had the.
Was it me? Did I mess it up?
I must not have. I might not send it to you. I thought I had the a 9/8 of the first Red Hood, the Batman
Nice.
635.
Yeah, 635. Yeah, it's up there.
Yeah. So
Sorry.
what would you
Where's
take?
that at?
Right.
Is it?
Look at that, bam!
What would you take? That's cheap.
It's way up top. It was. I just added them
I
all.
skipped it.
Would you want 2 of those or one of the other book? And it's
I take one or the other all day.
Yeah.
But this is down. This is way down.
Way down.
Yeah, this was
What do you
like
think?
500 back
I
in
had
the day.
a 9/8 of that. Sold it. I want to say maybe in November for. I want to say 500, maybe 550.
Yeah.
So yeah.
My brother
what
has
about
a
you?
revolving door of these books.
Really?
He has so many of them.
We were doing a deal or flip side with what?
2 of these or one of the no wrap.
I'll take the no wrap Golden Age all day.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, I'll take the Golden Age.
I'll even rip the cover off because I don't even care.
Jesus Christ, you guys are wild, man. All right.
All right. A couple foreigns because why not? This has been getting a lot of
That's cool.
chatter on the foreign boards. Tomb of Dracula, Denmark, 7.5. Not it says highest graded. I thought there was an 8 floating around, but also you got CBS and CGC. But I don't see too many in high grade of this book. Denmark's not the hardest country to come by books from, but it's a really solid sale at $1,000. Anytime you're getting the foreigns in the Bronze Age crossing $1,000, you feel good about it.
It's a sick cover with a Dracula. It's dope.
When we were on the phone, when we had our conference call the other day, you were like, "Hey, Carter, you zoned out," and I was looking at that exact book.
Wow.
That's the book I was looking at, and I like how you have the banner over the top, covering up the logo.
Yeah, it's sick.
You see that?
It reminds you of the Golden Age Batmans that everybody loves.
Yeah.
Same deal. The big lettering, there's just something special about it.
And they never bothered to like erase the Tomb of Dracula from the. You see? Do you see where the word balloon is?
Yes.
Yeah.
They never just bothered to just erase that.
No.
It's cool.
One more foreign, just because. Well, why not? This one, I actually
the
regret not
fuck
bidding a
outta
little
here.
higher on it.
Really?
I paid $225 for a Raw that is definitely not a 9.8. This is the only foreign using this cover.
Oh, okay.
I think. Well, I think so. I could. Maybe there's one more. I could be wrong. One more. But like the Russians reprint everything to the fucking bejesus. This one and the New Mutants 98 are free comic book day editions. They were not like print to order, so they're a little harder to track down. They're a little older, so
Interesting.
interesting to find.
Yeah, I was tracking that auction just to see what the hell was going on with this.
I literally had spent like $2,000 on other foreign shit in the last 2 days, and I couldn't go higher. I made some bids and was like, I gotta walk away.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I went for rare over modern, so whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I'll show it next week. Ultimate Fallout 4 back
Jesus
above 3.
Christ.
Woo!
Seeing strong sales again.
I hate myself when I see this book. Remember I wrote that article on CBSI way back in the day about how Pacelli, economics and comics and stuff. It was like, oh,
I don't like talking about it, but
I
I'll show it.
buy the miles. And I was like, oh, don't you take your own advice. Oof. I haven't seen a sketch in a while either.
Well, the sketch is a ghost.
I know.
I've never seen one.
I seen one on eBay.
Well,
and it was like
it's like that. It's a partial sketch, like the
Yeah.
like the Black Panther Shuri and the.
For example, there's another one I haven't seen in forever. Although, if that girl that's Shuri continues to like make everybody fucking butthurt about fucking X, Y, and Z, there might be an opportunity to buy that Shuri black and white book for just like one small second. You can sneak in there while people are mad at her.
Yeah, and then one last one, one more Spider-Man. This one seems to still be climbing a bit.
Hey, my buddy and I, we found copies for. We found there were like 2 copies, and they were both $2 a piece, and we both got one.
I hadn't. There was a while I was looking for 9.8, and they didn't pop up forever, and now they're starting to.
I fucking think that this might be the last play left on Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And Secret Wars 8.
Where do you see that going?
What, Secret Wars 8?
Well, just this character as far as movies.
So I just, the only thing that Sony seems to be able to make a goddamn nickel on and not infuriate everybody with is Spider-Man. And they've got so many characters that they're like, we're going to do the, Spider
Madam Web.
Woman, Madam Web.
Sable, White Cat. Yeah.
They need more Spider-Mans.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, they just do.
Let's do 2099. Let's do Scarlet Spider. Let's do fucking Miles. Let's go.
Yeah, so drop a character like this in a strictly Sony movie instead of, say, Peter Parker.
Correct.
I got you. I hear you. I like it. I dig it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Plus, he's got that costume, which I hate to be this like stupid, but that costume is it'll get more traction than most.
I can see it.
They may adopt that costume, and then it's over.
It could just be a costume. You're right. It could be Peter Parker. Well, we saw his other costume, but like he could have adopted back to this. That would have been a monster.
Fuck, they could put Miles in this costume. Lord knows his new Eddie Murphy Raw pink outfit's fucking terrible.
Oh man, we could.
No matter how many times people want to apologize for it, it's fucking trash.
We could see him in a Spider-Verse movie pretty well, easy. The the animated.
Yeah, and this is a book you can still actually find in long boxes for like $10.
Yeah, you got to look, but you'll find it.
10.
2 Carter with
Carter,
like
but you go dig it in the floor and in the back alley and
Yeah.
Carter goes into like fucking Manitoba, Canada sometimes, I think.
No, I don't have my passport.
Yeah, and I think TJ Timebomb said it in the live chat, right? Like, you got all these goofy Spider-Man, like, Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire. You just have one of them fucking change their appearance to look like this.
I got a question. Okay, so what if they don't as in Sony, he doesn't get incorporate Miles Morales, who I'm speaking of. He doesn't get incorporated into the MCU, but they just use him for the strictly Sony movies.
But Kevin Feige better. I'll be fucking selling all my books. Kevin Feige better be directing that movie.
I think
Shit's fucking painful to even think about. Why you gotta be like that, man? You give me a fucking nightmare.
I'm sorry. Hey, man, I'm sorry I put that in the universe.
That's fucking dark.
I don't know.
That's fucking tragic right there.
It could be a Sony joint, but have to have him involved.
Yeah.
Like, hello, Kevin. Yeah, this is
Can you
Amy
make us some
Pascal.
money?
I'd like to talk to you about maybe helping us out with a film. Yeah, thanks.
Well, I mean, the thing was they got a young Peter, which was great for the MCU at the time, but now you're like, we still have a young Peter Parker, and we want to move to Miles.
Yeah, well,
Listen.
yeah, but you kill Andrew Garfield or Tobey Maguire.
Listen,
No, but they should have. I mean, they should have parlayed Garfield in, and he'd be dead by now.
So Sony's doing they're calling Marvel and asking for Kevin Feige for 2 draft picks to be named later. Like it's what's happening.
Mephisto.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay. Look at the market report. Good job, Z. Look at you just nailing things out here.
Strong like bull.
Yeah, we ain't messing around, and we're just gonna knock out the old pickups, man.
Right.
We're gonna open this up.
We'll let Carter go because everybody comes to see Carter shit. The rest of us are
Good point.
garbage.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Shaky at best.
Get you on the big screen.
I'm waiting for another package. Okay, I was tracking it, right? And it said it was delivered, but it wasn't on my front porch.
That ain't good.
And it says,
It's not good at all.
and it said delivered to parcel locker. And I'm like, what the hell does that mean?
Oh, it's
So-
registered mail.
Yeah, you got to pick it up.
Okay, so I go to
Are you
the
rocking
post
an
office.
X-Acto knife? Look at you. That's fancy
Oh, yeah.
stuff.
Oh, yeah, I've had this for 20 years.
That's good stuff.
That's
I'm like
right.
ripping it with my bare hands. Usually,
Your
like,
boy had this for
fancy.
I've had this for a long time.
That's how
All
you
right.
keep. That's how you keep your hands nice and soft, not tearing them.
It's a little too close to my eyeballs, so we're gonna set that down.
Let's not.
And-
Let's not have a pause problem on live TV.
Yeah, it'd be bad.
Oh, look at that! Is that
Oh.
MCS or somebody reusing MCS?
Reusing, like everybody should be doing.
I mean, MCS. Those things. If I could buy those by the gross, I would. Those are gorgeous. What size box did they put that in? Actually, because that is probably a key play.
Probably a slab box.
It's not a flat rate priority.
We've got a Russian nesting doll going on here.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
And- oh,
All right.
okay,
All right.
sweet.
All right.
We got Generation Hope
Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
number 1. This is
Wow.
the Marco Djurjevic
I was gonna
variant.
say Djurjevic. Yeah.
I've been after this book for so long, and I saw this. I
Wow.
think they had it at like I think 125 or best offer, and I threw out like $85,
Get the fuck out of here.
and they took it. And
What's that connect to, or is it not a connecting?
Yeah, it definitely connects. I
Does that
think it
connect
connects.
to the NYX or no, or the X23?
I believe so. Yeah, I think it's part of that series.
The series of 4.
Yeah. You know how Marco Djurjevic does.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been after this, and I'm like for a 9.6. I know I had been contemplating buying just rickety copies for like I don't know, like $65 or something like that. So I got this for $100 total. I think $107 with taxes.
Solid.
But so I'm very happy about this, and I'm still waiting on that package. I'm freaking out, but this is my pickup, and we'll get into some more meat next week. But I'm very happy about this, and I've got high hopes. No pun intended.
Oh,
Boom.
unintended.
Good stuff. You got anything else? That's it?
Yeah, that's it for right now.
How about that? That's like The smallest pickup
Hey.
ever.
I know you want to go next.
We need something.
What
We
do you
need
mean?
directions on how we're gonna give away these.
Comment. We talked about it. We're gonna
We talked about it. Comment
comments
on
on
the
the video.
The spec afterwards.
All right, someone.
Midnight
is
Sun
going
spec.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's underrated?
All right. Smart.
Okay.
So, like I said, I bought 10 of those.
Nice.
What are you?
Yeah. I bought
Oh boy.
25 copies of these in the mail.
What is that one?
Little Monsters.
I don't even know what that is.
It's Lemire and Youngin. Remember
Oh,
they did Ascender, Descender.
Yeah.
This is their new horror comic for Image. I was like,
What
Okay,
did
so
the
thank
what does the inside look like? How's
fuck if I know. I even had someone buy a copy to read it because I was like, I gotta make this now. I gotta make the purchase now. And then not only did they not read it, I didn't fucking have time to read it. I'm like, God damn it. So interior pages, look good, dude. Youngin's a stud. He uses the single color sort of standouts. You know what I mean? So
a little bit of red here and there make a lot of pop.
Yeah, and I suspect they'll do a lot more of that. But I really liked what those two did with early Descender. I got out of comics, so I didn't keep up with reading that series. But I got a feeling they'll do a good job with this. I broke down and bought one of these.
Oh, you bought it. I saw that.
What
I was
is
gonna
that
talk to you
book?
about
Can somebody tell me?
Scotty Young released it.
Yeah, Scotty Young. It's like a one per store. I
Scotty,
snagged
thank you.
Sleepy's copy because
That's what
He
I
had it
saw.
too
Sleepy
cheap.
had it. Yeah. Sleepy had it.
It wasn't. No, when I want it, fuck. If I want something from Sleepy, he raises the price. But
After all
yeah,
that
he was
stuff
fair.
of us bringing his books home, he still hoses
I know.
us.
I know.
bro, for real, he charged me a coat rental fee. I was like, I would like to put my coat here. He's like, that'll be $10 additional, and then he actually tacked on the price. Wasn't very nice. I felt abused.
We had to haul his books across state lines.
Yeah, and his original art. I saved his original art as well.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, fucking gas alone kicked me in the ass.
I almost bought that.
But for the record, I did so good. First appearance of Peggy Carter,
Nice.
$30.
Good.
That's probably a $400.
you didn't pick
book.
up the first Sharon Carter? It was there in that box.
Yeah, but I don't want Sharon. I want Peggy because Peggy's going to be on the is in the Multiverse of Madness, right?
I hear you. I get
Yeah.
Okay.
Spot first cover.
Yeah.
I rolled that in with something else so it was like free. I'll
Oh, you
take
love
these
that.
every chance I get.
Always.
Did you see the 9.8 sale for like $450 the other day?
Yeah, I don't even know what the fuck this is. It's like
Elric.
first Elric.
Elric,
Yeah, but I don't know why the fuck I bought that. I think this might be a 9.8.
Well, how much was that?
It was $150, but I didn't pay that. I got that and a couple other books for $120. I buy these every chance I get if they're 9.8 contenders. Every fucking chance I get. I got a stack of them. I'm gonna keep buying them. Same deal with this. I think I don't know if it's a 9.8, but it's gonna be close. This book press is better than any fucking book I've ever seen.
Did you pay the full price on that, or
No, I never paid full price. You know me. Come on, dude.
how much was that? Because
$30. I paid $100
Okay.
for that and some other stuff. $30.
Oh, that's a steal.
I had 2 X-Men Adventures in my box, newsstand and direct, and nobody snagged them.
How about you think? I mean, you didn't say anything about this for $30. That's a fucking nice copy of that for $30.
Beautiful book.
An old Renslayer. Yeah. Then I
Show
grabbed
the other ones. Show the other ones.
What else did I get?
The big lot that you bought. Remember, you bought 50 of them, then you bought 25 more. You got them in there.
They're downstairs.
Oh, never mind. You're not cool enough. Is that it?
I've bought 25 copies of Batman Beyond #1 too.
Nice.
Yeah, look at this guy.
Hey.
Son of a bitch.
Hey, I'm still buying comics. Don't be silly. Come
Oh,
on.
boy.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Out here
All right, so-
grinding.
I'm back on the fucking foreigns. I'm sorry. You
That's
guys are on
fine, dude.
VHS, and I'm still stuck on 2 years ago's weirdness. I bought a whole run of Mexican Mac.
Nice,
Miss
dude.
Marvel. It
Yeah.
has cover number 1, cover number 3, cover number 5, 7 and 9 are in here somewhere. I didn't look and see if they have 2 issues per book, but that's the cover run. Mac is ridiculously hard to find, and I also think there's something about machismo and the Mexican men that you don't see this book often. I've only seen in one other copy in the years I've been doing foreigns, so I took a flyer on it. Not to say there aren't more, I just don't see it, so I bought it. French first Bizarro.
Nice.
Really nice copy. Came in an envelope, no padding, like literally a greeting card envelope for $3 from France. So it ended up pretty nice for what it was.
Yeah.
Sold this at Baltimore. Finally got another copy. I paid too much, but I got a nice 2.0 of the South African
I love that cover,
page.
dude.
I
love that cover.
I shouldn't have let it go at Baltimore, but I have a little. I wanted to spread the foreign love and let people get some things that they couldn't find elsewhere, so I sold it. I paid too much for this because I wanted to open a line to purchase some more South African books because they are impossible to find. There's not really a good website, and like there's not many sellers, and it took this guy like 3 weeks to set up PayPal, so I paid too much for this to get more later.
Nice.
Greek Fantastic Four.
Ooh.
It's more modern, not modern, but like 70s, but such cool covers. Such, the Greek is one of the better writings. Looks gorgeous. Love it. The coloring's great. The blue.
We're gonna trade my FF for the Greek FF in honor of my heritage.
Yeah, probably don't do that. And I picked up a few more Mexicans with the Max. I got a Spider-Man
That's
#1.
awesome, dude.
Oversized as shit. This is a Golden Age Mylar, and it still sticks out.
I was about to say, I was like, you're riding there on the edge over there.
I can't, I don't even know what you put these in.
Magazine size?
I don't even, magazines are great. I mean, they'll work, but they're not great. They're like topping out, and they're so wide. Same with this guy, 301. This one I thought was pretty, and I missed the stain up top if you see it, but still a nice copy of the 252.
Nice.
So had a pretty good week. I got a few more books coming in next week that I will be very, very happy with.
Good. I bought one book because I was selling books, so I bought one book. This guy had it in the corner. Right when you walked in, kind of, he was doing, I don't know what they were doing. They were setting up, like when you go see outside the con, they have like little booths out there. They were doing, I don't know, artistry stuff. He had some slabs on the wall. He had a Spawn 1. He had some other stuff. Then he had this boy.
Oh, yeah. Gunslinger.
Yeah, a gunslinger action. So, I don't know if it's going to really pick it up. So, it's like heavy spiral. You can kind of see the indentation.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
I think Sean can do something with it.
Yeah. And then, let's see. Is it this side? This side. It's got like it's got some creasing up here in this area, but won't be a 9.8. Maybe hopefully 9.6, and 9.6 is going for like 800. I guess I can. I'll say I bought it for 300. I mean, I don't know. CPR.
Sean will give some magic to it.
So yeah, the snap it, and there we go. That's what we do.
Fuck, I think I'd crack it out, have it pressed, and fucking sell it raw.
Oh, that's not a bad idea either. Yeah.
I love selling high grade raw books that I know will never be 9.8s. Because other people are just like, I can get a 9.8, and I'm like,
no, but then that's the time they'd fucking sneak one by.
You know what? And God bless them. Let them.
I
mean?
Every time they sell a book that is undergraded that I think has no shot, they sneak it by.
My mojo is so bad on the slide through. I literally have a CGC. I think I went was it 12 9.6s or something? It's just like, what the fuck?
You should just never submit, honestly.
Yeah, you don't. They got your number, dude. I talked to Pat about it.
They're like, yeah, you're done.
The end of Nika?
Yeah.
Yeah, right there. They just don't like me. They treat me right on big books, just not on my shitty moderns.
You're like this guy. Well, you can't submit 45 of them in a submission, and they're all going to be 9.8s.
All right.
That's all I got. I'll fill up the wall next week. I've been tired. So, That's all I got. That's all we got, right? Anybody got questions, comments, concerns? Anybody want to say anything else before we kind of shut this thing down?
Check out Tape Heads on Sunday night.
Oh, tape it. I'm in on
You guys
tape
want to see some
now.
VCR tapes?
No, we're not doing it here.
Save it.
Save it for later.
Did we wish luck to the girls?
Yeah. So okay, that's the big announcement. The girls are no longer being on a channel. They told me on Tuesday or last week. It's fine. They're concentrating on their own channel, Nearing Nirvana. I am happy to say that me and George and we kind of just got those girls together, and they're like best friends now for life. So it's we made a connection.
We built something better than us.
Correct.
So we wish them luck. Subscribe to their channel if you haven't.
Correct. Nearing Nirvana. They're making great content over there, and I wish them the best of luck. So Lucy and Jen and Laura. So that's all I got.
All right, gentlemen.
All right.
See you all next week.
Cool.
Mwah.
There, boys.